Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to The Bar is Open. Welcome to The Bar is Open on a Friday night.
Hello.
Hi.
How
How
are
are you?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah? Why are you feeling good?
I've had 2 drinks already.
You had 2 drinks. Why did you have 2 drinks?
Because why the hell not?
No, but, well, we were hanging out with all of our neighbors. As you guys know, we're good friends with our neighbors, and we take care of our houses.
Selena and I were just talking about my swoop. I got my hair did today.
Oh, yes. She's got a beautiful haircut.
And I liked this when I was looking in the mirror, but I'm looking at it on camera,
Bill,
and
what's
I
up?
don't like it. But
What
hey,
do you mean you don't like it?
girl problems.
No, you
No,
got your
sure.
eyebrows did.
Dude, I got my eyelashes done on Wednesday, my eyebrows done today, and my hair done today.
You
From
are
here
tuned
up, I am
the fuck
tuned
up.
up.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Castro Files,
Hashtag life of a girl. Getting tuned up as often as possible.
where Beth gets spooky with her hair. This isn't the Castro Files.
Spooky?
I said,
Did you say
welcome to...
Yeah.
Wrong show. It's all
Party
it goes.
people.
We are, dude, I
From-
swear to God, Reed said,
Live
Beth and
from the
Greg,
villages.
Greg and Beth live from the villages.
Ooh,
I
I
would,
just
can we
switched.
move there?
Where's that?
How old are you now?
Where's the villages?
The villages is the one with the poopy things. Like the swinger clubs and stuff like that.
I
in
don't want to
Florida.
be in the village.
Let's
I'll move
move
to
there.
Florida.
Can we move there?
They have hurricanes.
I don't give a shit about hurricanes. I've never once worried about a hurricane in my entire life.
Because you've never lived where there's a hurricane.
No, I lived in New Hampshire. We had hurricane warnings from time
Once
to time.
every 100 years.
And that's why they built these giant seawalls.
Seriously, they're huge.
Yeah, they're big. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers, you guys. Thanks
Happy Friday.
so much for tuning in. It's Friday and Beth is decompressing.
I'm so glad
As
it's
we
Friday.
speak.
So glad it's Friday.
Real quick, if you don't know where we exist on the internets, well,
You don't know?
check it out on
Boo.
all iTunes and
Boo.
Spotify and iHeartRadio and do all those sorts of things and go out and like and subscribe to all those things. Also, the Castro Files, I'll be dropping one that we recorded a couple
Need
weeks
some
ago.
more, huh?
Huh?
Need some more, huh?
Yeah, but I still have the one. We've got one that's a pretty interesting. It's a creepy pasta one that
Oh,
I
that's good.
recorded.
Yeah.
That it's a little longer than average. but
Reed
you
says
can go
he'll
check
send
that
you a
out.
link. Does Reed live in them? Is that why he's so gung ho
Reed
about it?
needs to move there. No, Reed's down in Miami.
He's a Miami.
He's a Miami fan.
Do you see a lot of hot chicks? Probably, huh?
God damn, imagine.
Well, are there hot chicks all the time or only during spring break and summer?
No, it's Miami.
Say it right, Miami.
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 I'm fairly certain, like, there aren't a lot of, like, San Antonio women down there.
Are you saying there aren't hot chicks in San Antonio?
There's, like, 3. You, the neighbor, and the neighbor. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know how I feel
Be
about
careful with how you respond to that.
that. Yeah. I'm
Because
gonna be quiet.
San Antonio is, like, one of the fattest cities in the United
But there are
States.
some beautiful people in this town. There are. We just don't hang out with them because they're rich. That's why they're beautiful, because they can pay for the beauty.
And they don't live here. They have a house here.
No, not
Yeah,
necessarily true.
yeah.
They have many houses, many places, and they live several places. They're not that rich, though.
Texas is a write-off.
I bet you in the Dominion there are some beautiful Hispanic ladies in there.
Yeah, like Eva Longoria was. Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm
there's
not
always
talking just about like
there's always
famous
the
people.
one-off. There's a one-off everywhere.
I don't think I appreciate how you're talking
Miami,
about
it's like, God,
my
damn it, they're
ethnicity.
all hot.
Are they? I doubt that. They're not all hot.
Reed,
Why are
can
we
you
glitching again?
respond? We're not.
David is on.
Nice.
Hi, buddy. We've missed you.
You finally made it to the
Hashtag
fucking
life
chat.
is a dad.
Dad life.
Dad life.
Miss you, buddy.
We do.
We've got some shit to talk about.
Let's
I
do
went down a Karen rabbit
Please
hole.
explain what that is.
Okay, so I was looking for shit to watch today.
Watch or
Or
talk
to
to?
talk about
Okay.
tonight. Whatever, this afternoon. And by the way, it's still sunny out.
I know it's so great.
So it's kind of one of those things like it's
Well, because when did we start doing 7 o'clock? How long has it been, do you think?
a year and a half.
So probably this is the first time in a while that it's been daylight when we've gone on.
Right.
Okay.
So like that's why drinking beers before the show is pretty easy because everybody's just chilling. Like we just walked upstairs, we left everybody in the garage. People were having a party. I got a buddy coming into town.
That I haven't met yet.
Yep. from New Hampshire.
From New Hampshire.
Yep. And he's going to be hanging out tonight, tomorrow. I'm going to get him on the Baldy and the Big Guy show.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
No, not tomorrow.
Sunday morning.
Oh,
We're going to record a
when
Baldy.
does he have to be at the airport?
4 o'clock.
Okay, so he's got time.
Yeah, he's
That's
got
cool.
time.
So
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to be there till like 2:30.
Well, no, his flight. No, I got to get him there at 4.
Oh, his flight's
at
not
like
till
6 or something
Okay.
like that. And he's going back east.
You don't
Coast.
really have to get him there at 4.
Well,
Better safe than sorry.
kind of me like, hey, Josh, I need you to get there at 4. I'm tired, bro.
I need to sit on the couch and fall asleep.
I need to go to sleep, man. It's been a long weekend because he's just like Brian or Corey
In what sense?
or Mike.
They're like the Energizer Bunny on the weekends.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never met him. And we've been together so long. I think that the handful, because I haven't, it's not like I've been to New Hampshire 100 times. I've literally have maybe been in the 18 years we've been together 10 times.
Yeah, because we don't go to New Hampshire
Well, 'cause
because
it's
New
cold.
Hampshire's cold.
But I can't believe, I think every time I've
And then
gone.
when we go in the summer, it's like, why the fuck would I leave my pool in my backyard?
No,
that's
I'd go
80
to New Hampshire
in
the summer.
Arizona. Like my
Oh.
pool in my backyard is 85
No, I'd go to New
degrees.
Hampshire in Arizona summers. Absolutely. 117 or 85. But I've never met him.
You're
I
gonna
don't
meet
think.
him tonight. He's on it. He's gonna Uber over here.
Well, it'd be funny if I
somewhere
say
in
that, and then
between
I'm
this
like, I've met your
podcast
ass
and
before, but I
whatever.
don't think I have.
So he's a good guy. He used
Did I
to be.
maybe meet him that one time? Like we went with your cousins and a bunch of your friends.
That's what I was thinking it was.
I can't
But
remember.
he was a nuclear sub. He worked at Pease,
What's that?
or Kittery Naval Yard or whatever.
Was he a
Pease
welder?
Naval- He's a master welder.
So he's like my nephew.
Yeah, but he's been doing it way
Is he
longer.
still, is that what he does still?
Nope.
Oh,
He teaches it now.
so he's in town because he was at a conference all week,
Yep,
correct?
here in town.
All
yeah.
week or like later in the week?
No, he got here on Sunday, actually.
Holy shit, he's been here a while.
So that's why I was like, dude, you're just gonna chill.
Well, because I was like, we're definitely going to order tacos while he's here, but maybe he's had tacos, but we're still going to order tacos because they're
he's had
delicious.
he's had Riverwalk tacos. Meh. Meh.
There are some great
Meh.
Mexican restaurants downtown, not necessarily on the river.
Reed
though.
did say he's 35 miles north of Miami,
Miami.
and that's still reasonable.
I would like to go to Miami once just because it's probably fantastic people
But
watching.
it's just not right
It's
now.
probably where I will be able to judge great.
Would you
thongs and butts.
retire to Miami?
No, it's too
In a-
expensive.
No. Hey. You've
hey,
always
slow
said,
roll.
like, I would like to live in a city.
From 78 to 85 every day. 78
Age?
degrees to 85.
That's Miami.
It's expensive.
Well, you want to live in a high rise.
I don't want to live in a high rise because we have dogs.
You
tell me
said a
that-
high rise.
I do, and then what do you say? You don't live in a high rise. We have dogs.
we
We'd have to walk
we
them
just
every
start
day.
getting perpetually smaller and smaller
Oh,
dogs.
I
over
don't
the
do
years.
small dogs.
And then we get like these little teacup
But if we
poodles.
can move into a high rise that
that I can
maybe
put in the
has a
backpack.
little space behind it, so they have a dog park, so I don't have to walk them. I can just take them to
You
the
said
pack.
Miami is fucking rich.
Yeah, and we're not. Although I did look at my 401k, and it's way better than it was. But here's my theory: it's going to drop again in January.
Yeah. Yeah, we're millionaires again.
Not
But-
quite. But
no,
pretty damn close.
Combined.
Oh, combined, yes.
Combined.
But
And that's a cumulative effect of storing money, saving money over years.
years
20,
and 25. So
and
like
25
40
years.
years, 45 years
Yeah, so-
combined. So
it can happen. This is
here's
what
the problem. It's not enough anymore.
it's not. That doesn't like $1 million
So
doesn't get you
I
anywhere.
need to do some homework. So I got some money from my dad's IRAs and we took some out to pay for the new AC. And I was like, just take it all out. I think I'm going to do an annuity.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about annuities other than they can be a source of income at a certain age.
I think it's gonna be like 3 years from now for you. It's fine. I'm just saying.
It's not. I think you have to be at least 57 or 62.
That is literally 3 years.
I hate you.
You look better than like. Okay, so this isn't real quick here.
Beep, beep.
No, I'm not backing up. I'm going fucking all in. No, the thing is, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, Beth's like in her 40s,"
I do get that.
and you're not.
I'm not. Some days
Right?
I wake up and I feel like I'm in my 60s.
Some people would be like, "Greg, he's definitely
It was 50s.
50." Like I fucked up my knee last night at jujitsu. I'm like, yep, I'm in my 50s. I'm like, no, you're not, Dick. You're turning 48
It's funny
this
because
year.
what did I say to you this morning? You're like, I didn't even feel like it was that bad. And I was like, welcome to ageism.
As I'm like limping out of the garage.
Welcome to
my
ageism. You don't think
truck.
it's that bad until it starts to really hurt. And then you're like, it's never hurt like this before. I'm
God
like,
damn it. Like this one's bad. Like my
because you
knee's
said the same
fucked.
thing when you were skiing. You were like, it was so much easier 4 years ago. You were 43 4 years ago. Like everything gets harder the older you get. I'm not full of shit. And I know sometimes you're like, you're such a pussy. I'm like, I'm really not. And now you're finding out I'm really
Like,
not.
I don't care. I'll sit here. And if I left the camera going by the end of this show,
Yeah.
I'll get up limping.
Oh no, I know.
Because my knee is bent.
You said every time you sit down, it's worse when you get up.
Yeah, I sit down for too long.
It's kind of like when you throw your back out. If you
Yeah.
sit in one position too long, then you stand up and it's like you have a stick
I
up
was
your butt.
sleeping and it woke me up in the middle
That's
of the
what I
night.
thought was weird.
And I was like, holy fuck.
Now, okay, so I tend to get really tight quads. And
Yep.
when I'm not doing them perfectly, it will wake me up in the middle of the night when I try to straighten my legs. So maybe it's like that. Maybe you're just getting old.
No,
No?
I felt it.
You
when
injured yourself?
I was rolling with like this giant of a man.
Maybe they're all giant of a man compared to you.
And my knee was kind of turned and he kind of compressed
Tweaked
me.
you a little.
And I felt it go
Twinge.
like just stretch a little. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
it's gonna hurt later.
that's going to hurt. And
Right now, I'm all warmed up, so it doesn't hurt.
and then I forgot about it. And then I fell asleep on the couch as soon as we got done eating Chinese food last night.
But it wasn't the Chinese food. You fall asleep on the couch.
Well, no, we ate Chinese food and
Every
then I fell asleep instantly.
You should just say after dinner because it had nothing to do with
It was the
type of
the
food.
MSG.
There's no MSG in Chinese food anymore. Otherwise, it would still be delicious.
Bullshit. It was shiny as fuck.
I'm gonna call those
MSG
people.
is what makes fucking Chinese food shiny.
No, it makes it delicious. It really does. Remember Chinese food?
Bill
used to be
does
really
have a good point. Not everything gets harder.
Touche,
That's why I
sir.
have dick pills.
Well, when we have time for dick pills, because I ain't got time for what happens when you take dick pills. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Like, let's go, baby.
And an hour later, I'm like, would you just
Let's go.
finish? Hurry
Oh
up.
no, it's not the finishing part.
No, it's the hurry up.
It's
I want to
the
go to sleep.
second and third and fourth rounds.
No, because you haven't finished. That's what that shit does to you.
No,
Yes.
we've used it.
Trust the girl who goes through it.
I don't know what
the girl.
she's trying to say, but
You last forever when you take those pills, is what I'm trying to
it's
say.
a good thing.
No,
Why not?
because there's a point where it's great, and then there's a point where it's overkill.
Well, you're tired. You're like worn out.
Well, yeah, and I've reached my max pleasure capacity, and I'm like, don't touch me, go to sleep. And you're like, but babe, I'm like, don't touch me, go to sleep. I'm done. I've had enough. Hashtag
I didn't know
married.
these things until right now.
No, you know, because I've told you.
I
Hashtag
didn't-
married.
Beth's
17
never
years.
shared any of this with me.
Liar. I've shared.
My stomach just went.
I heard it. I thought it came from downstairs.
That was the cat.
MSG, David said. All right, so tell me about your Karen. We
Okay,
went
so
down a
Karen
rabbit hole besides the
I
carrot
found a
rabbit hole.
couple of I don't know how I bumped into these goddamn links, but I did. So there's one is called
What
Karen.
noise? Oh, it's a low plane.
Yeah, Karen clips. I gotta turn this way down. Go out and follow Karen's clips. KRENSCLIPES.
Well, that'd be Karen's clip.
Karen's clips. And I was like, I don't know how I just kept jumping from Karen's clips to Karen clips to
Karen clips.
Karen
Clips.
eclipse
Eclipse.
to whatever it was.
Okay.
And dude, there were
So what were
many.
they like? Like, give me an example.
Okay, so here's an example, and I will play the audio
Excuse me.
because I don't have it set up here. All right, you ready? Give me my goddamn food.
It's Sunday. You're gonna need to post that. Can they hear that? Never come back to my store. Get the F out.
So I started going down.
I love that she said it's Sunday. Don't get so worked up over burgers.
Don't get worked up over a burger, and don't spit on me.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's this lady just
Why
goes,
did she go batshit crazy?
because
She's
her
hungry?
burger.
She's hangry.
There was another one where this fucking, I think.
So you just watched a bunch of clips like that?
That's all I'm just saying. I just had to share that.
I mean, I feel ridiculous going down puppy clips, but that's even worse.
Dude, I watched like
Puppy clips
80
and
of them.
dancing clips, like people who are
People
dancers.
are fucking retarded.
I mean, this is not
Like
news.
there was one that was like this. I think he was a veteran, but he's like an old timer.
Like a Vietnam
Old
veteran.
timer. This black dude's behind the counter,
Uh-oh.
right? Little doughboy-ish, right?
He's a big boy.
Big, tall dude. Yeah,
Okay.
tall dude. And this fucking white
Uh-oh.
fucking military, he didn't say anything. He didn't use any
Okay,
words.
he wasn't derogatory.
But he goes, I blew up my fucking microwave. And he's at a Taco Bell,
Oh.
right? And he's a Karen because it's, or a Kyle, whatever you want to call him. He put the tin foil
On the
They were
taco.
and he just threw all the shit in his
Well,
microwave.
That's nobody's fault but his
And he
own.
goes, I'm going to sue y'all, right? And then he fucking smacked the guy, right? And the kid behind the counter, I'll call him a kid because he looked like maybe 19, 18, 19, was like, motherfucker.
He didn't say that.
No, yeah.
He had that
yeah.
face?
No, he
Oh.
said, he was like, motherfucker, what are you doing? Right? Because I would say the same goddamn thing. I would be like,
What the hell were you just thinking?
I'm going to jump over
I'm
this couch
twice your size.
and I'm going to hit. No, they were equal height.
Oh, the old man was still really
He was a
tall.
big dude.
Okay.
But I would have grabbed that plastic bin full of fucking like Chipotle sauce or whatever it is. And I probably would have dinged him,
Wow.
especially if I was like 20 years
So
old.
this kid was.
You lay
this kid
hands
was,
on me, bro.
This kid was more reserved than you. Controlled,
Oh, yeah,
reserved.
yeah. Especially 18, 19, 20 years old.
That just made me think of the preview for the new Roadhouse where you just see him slapping these bitches around. It was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious, and
Have you
that's what
seen
it
that
sounded like.
preview? It's fucking great.
I made him watch it last night, and I was like, I kind of want to watch it now, even though I hate redos.
Dad like just said people getting forcibly removed from plane. I just watched one where it was like this
Oh.
cop, this like I went down a fucking rabbit hole on that one as well.
I'm
Not
pretty.
too deep. I just because I had to stop.
Listen, you
So I had
have
to find-
girl tendencies when it comes to social media. Like you go down rabbit holes often.
No, because they're fun.
Call bullshit.
But this one dude who's like, all you white people, and he's like an Arabian, whatever that fucking means, right? He's like, all of you guys
He's a
have made it-
non-white ethnicity.
No, he's a
That's why I say I love that they're,
fucking
like,
dude from like
non-white.
Saudi Arabia. Or
Okay.
Let's say that,
He's,
whatever.
He's Arabian.
He could be a fucking Iranian. I don't know.
We'll just say he's Arabian.
Yeah, Prince of Persia kind of guy.
Yeah.
He goes, all you white people have made it really difficult for me to, and then he's kind of a bigger dude, and
Made it difficult for what?
him to get back to his home country.
Why is that?
Oh, we don't know because he just threw that out there. But the flight attendant who's black asks this cop, this gentleman, a bigger, pretty big dude,
Okay.
To
Like
come up-
buff or fat?
buff.
Okay.
Like bigger dude.
How do you know he's a cop? Was he the marshal?
Oh, hang on. To come like help escort him off the plane.
Okay.
And he's a white cop. You don't know shit about that until Saudi Arabian guy, Prince of Persia, fucking pushes him and then tries to throw him in a headlock.
Oh, the cop?
And then the cop goes, get fucked, right? And grabs him, and he's like, grabs him kind of by his neck and kind of like, get off
Does
the
that
plane.
police
Right?
hold.
And then this other woman jumps in and she goes, I'm a cop. I got this. He goes, so am I. Get out of the way. Right? And I was like,
Get out the
fuck
way.
yeah.
Get out
'Cause,
the
like,
way.
what is this? And
Just hear
she's
this
like a
rap music
littler.
I mean,
person.
she is a cop, so she probably could have done
She-
something.
No.
Oh, wait,
not
I
against-
forget that women aren't as good as the men in their
No,
professions.
this is
where it's
why- nope.
physical activity.
It's fucking true. That
Yeah.
dude starts swinging. You don't want that girl.
What if
you
she's
want
a
that?
UFC fighter?
That doesn't matter.
No?
No.
UFC fighter couldn't have taken him?
Nope.
Okay.
He would just mauled her.
Justified.
It's
So
true, though.
here's what so there's this new. It's not. I don't know. I've never seen this comedian before. But
He said dead like said that one's epic. It was fucking great, dude.
so I've never seen this comedian before, but apparently he's like Iranian, Iraqian, Arabian descent, and
Prince of
he's
Persia.
like, I'm done apologizing for being the race that I am. And then
Cheers,
he goes,
David. Have a good one.
Bye, David. Thanks for popping in. But he's like, I'm tired of apologizing. Da 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 da. And I was like, oh great, now they're all gonna start saying that
Apologizing for what?
for his ethnicity.
Who said that?
He's a comedian. I don't know. I saw it on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram. It popped up like one of those 30-second.
Oh, are these like white dudes or tired?
No, he is Iraqian,
Okay.
Iranian,
He's just-
Arabian, Middle Eastern of some sort.
Okay, let's use that term.
He's
I
Middle
think that's
Eastern.
actually the appropriate one.
He's Middle Eastern, and I guess he's laughing because he's like, I'm tired of apologizing, but the hard part is the other Middle Easterns come in saying like top of their
Allah
lungs.
Akbar.
No, I want like all violent but screaming he won't hurt at the same time, and I was like, oh great, that's gonna be the new thing. I'm tired of apologizing.
No, they don't need to apologize. Nobody needs to apologize. You should not apologize for doing shit.
Well,
that
you shouldn't
haven't
apologize for
done.
your ethnicity ever.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, 100%.
There are good and bad in every ethnicity
Yeah,
since the beginning of time.
get fucked otherwise if you don't believe that.
Well, if you judge somebody just by their God, I can't even say the word ethnicity and not their actions, well, you're the idiot, not them.
I remember this is gonna throw me under the bus.
Uh-oh.
I remember living in New Hampshire, and we had some like Russian guys.
Well,
that
okay.
were doing night shift, and they were yelling
What's that?
like night shift, like overnight.
Like working. Okay,
Yeah.
not a drug or
And
anything.
I was with my my boss at the time, and I was like 16, 17. I didn't know better. And these guys were yelling up to us in Russian. This is long. This is 30. I don't know. Yeah, 30 plus years ago.
Okay, so you were
So
16.
I'm 47.
17. Okay.
And I was like, speak English.
I would have said speak of the English.
But I didn't realize that he goes, dude, you really can't say it. This is 30 years ago. He goes, now hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. He goes, you really shouldn't say
No,
that.
he's not wrong.
They're learning English.
So where I'll say that I hate when
And then
they
I learned the term ethnocentric, which means white centric.
New Hampshire.
I had 2 black people in my entire high school. Like literally.
Okay.
Beefy and Tara.
Beefy.
He's dead now. He died of a drug overdose.
Because he was beefy?
No, he was a
Um,
little black dude.
Why was he called Beefy then?
I don't know.
What was his
I
real
didn't
name?
nickname him. I don't know.
Oh.
Jamal. His name was Jamal.
Okay.
But I went to a school
So I
that
agree.
2
I
black
agree
people.
100% for that gentleman providing you that feedback.
I don't
Where
think we
I
had
get
any
frustrated
Asians.
is when they start teaching classes and not English in America.
Oh, like mainstream. Like
In math class, they're talking in Spanish.
the Spaniards are gonna win out pretty soon anyway. You're gonna be the minority. Don't
no,
you know Spanish?
Listen, I told you today I was super excited that I understood 90% of a conversation that was going on when my eyes were closed. I was like, I got this shit.
You're learning. Can you
I-
speak?
No,
it,
fuck
though?
no. I can enough to not
What
starve.
was the thing that I said the other night, like after jujitsu last night or whatever?
Más o menos.
And I was like, the girl goes, "Where I'm leaving jujitsu." I'm like, "How you doing?" Give her a hug,
She goes,
whatever.
más o menos.
And I was like, "Did you?"
So a más o menos means more or less, which
But
is
I
like
didn't even know she
kind of like
switched from English
neither here nor there.
to
I probably would have
Spanish.
said because there's another.
I said,
"Cómo
huh?
sí, cómo está?"
No, I said,
I know,
Huh?
but there's like she was basically saying you not good, not bad.
"What are you gonna do?"
What?
I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Like, I didn't know what the fuck to say.
Well, no, but I would be like, muy bien, muy bien. Not really.
I wouldn't even know what to
But
say.
she
'cause
speaks
I didn't
English.
understand what the
But
fuck
she
she said.
speaks English, and
And I did say, "Hey, Castro, my wife does that to me from time to time, where she goes from English to Spanish, and I don't know what the fuck she's saying."
I mean, I don't do it often, but I'll be like, "Oh, you mean like da 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 da?" And you're like, no, I mean this in the words I'm using."
Yeah. Oh, I
got
forgot
an
to.
itch that's not stopping.
I forgot to post. I need this picture. It's an
Uh-oh.
important picture.
Uh oh. My niece goes to a
Dadgummit.
Mandarin emergency preschool. Oh, emergence preschool.
I was
So-
like an emergency.
I know. Does that mean they're teaching them Mandarin? Teaching them in Mandarin? Or a combination?
Like an emergency
Emergence.
Mandarin.
What is that? I mean, I'm assuming emergence means like
Like
saturation.
a full in, yeah. Like
a
an all in.
saturation. I'm not liking this tonight.
What?
It keeps popping up.
I can adjust them.
Oh, look, there's a little level right here. I never noticed that before.
Yeah, I try and adjust them. Let's do this.
I'm good. I'm good right now.
That's what I have to do.
I can look at that
constantly.
and know that you can hear me just fine.
So we've got a stupid
They only speak
criminal.
in Mandarin. Interesting.
Stupid criminal.
AMC, happy Friday.
All right. I've got to try and get to this picture without anybody seeing it.
We'll take it unplugged first and then plug it in. How about them apples?
All right. How can I do that? All right, we're going to try this. All right. Guess what these two, the stupid criminal. Guess what these two were arrested for in front of a Popeyes.
Well, I'll let them start guessing first till it comes up because I
Nope,
can
it's right there.
barely-
It's just
okay,
a dude and a woman in front of a Popeyes.
having sex?
God damn it. You nailed it.
Seriously?
You nailed it.
Is she a hooker? A prosty?
She's not. March 18th, the couple was arrested Saturday afternoon for having sex on a sidewalk in front of a Popeyes in plain view of passing motorists.
That's just weird.
This is in Florida.
I mean, that's still just weird. Like, how do you get in the mood in the middle of a sidewalk in front of a fast food place where there's obviously not just drive-through cars coming through, but traffic on the
Just
road?
on the sidewalk. Like,
And then how? On top of that, for one of them,
Responding to reports of lewd
one of their
behavior, a
knees.
sheriff's deputy located the two suspects trysting on a patch of grass.
what's tristing?
Having,
Having
like,
copulation,
copulating.
copulating. Thank you. Copulations.
near Vero Beach Restaurant, which was directly adjacent to Highway US 1, which is probably where
Read.
Reed lives. Yeah, it sounds about 34 miles north of Miami. According to arrest reports, the cops spotted Arnold McKay, 70, making a thrusting motion while on top of April White, 44. When confronted by Deputy Eric around 2, the duo began to adjust their shorts.
PM or AM?
Afternoon, middle of the
Okay.
afternoon. Middle of the
They
afternoon.
begin to adjust their shorts.
Yep.
Interesting. Like, how do you bounce back from that?
I don't know.
No, officer.
The
doing
cop noted appeared flustered. McKay, the cop noted, appeared flustered and was unable to fully pull his shorts up, which just left his penis fully exposed to oncoming traffic.
I wonder if he's just a big boy. Like,
I think he's got a giant dong.
he's endowed.
He's probably got a giant dong.
So he like tried to put it up, but it was so big
It was so
couldn't
big.
be put up.
Have you ever been in like basketball shorts or like gym shorts, like the thin
Not-
ones that I
mean,
have?
Yes, but I think it's different for a girl than a boy.
I think it's different for a white guy versus a black guy too.
Necessarily.
Yeah, it probably is.
For certain white boys, maybe.
Yeah, like me versus Gigantor over here.
Well, if they're anything like book boyfriends, there are a lot of big white dicks in this world.
No, not really.
Okay.
No. The internet isn't real.
Porn has big penises.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, the internet porn isn't real.
Well, that is a real person, so it's kind
There's
of real.
like 3 of them.
Oh no, I've seen way more than
And
three.
then they just crop different heads on top of them.
they just
Yeah.
okay.
Most of us have like an average like 5 to 6 inch willy,
Okay.
not a 37-inch willy.
Good gravy. That would be
Could you imagine
horrifying.
that? Like a 3-foot dong.
No, that would be horrifying.
What are you gonna do with that? Good.
Nothing.
Bill?
I'm gonna do nothing.
Ask
That is Tommy Lee.
No, I think his. No, I saw that video way back. Did you see that video?
I haven't seen the video, but I've seen the Porsche. Like I seen a picture.
No, I saw
of
that.
him,
I
and I
saw
was
that
like, damn, it's
when he's
to his
cruising on his
knees.
boat and she's laid down. That's old.
It
That's
was
old
to his
VHS.
knees.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like it anymore.
Nah, it wasn't.
She
to
got rid
his
of her
knees.
boobies.
It was probably like mid thigh.
I'm pretty sure it's close to his knees.
Yeah, it was mid thigh.
I was like, I've seen a zebra like
So
that one.
McKay, the cop noted, appeared
Tall,
flustered
skinny white guys. Just saying.
and was unable to fully pull up his shorts, which, like I
Yep,
just said
yep.
that. Claiming she had done nothing wrong, the girl, White, reportedly struggled with the cop and called him a faggot.
I called
Why
the
does
dog
that
that
Why
this
do you have
morning.
to do that?
Yeah,
Why
I
would
called
you do that?
because they weren't listening.
But that's the word you choose?
It used to be one of my favorite words,
I know. And then
and then it became inappropriate.
they tried to
Inappropriate.
out of vogue. You know what? Let's take words back.
I mean,
White,
obviously, I'm
who
working
smelled
on
of
that.
alcohol, was escorted to the ground. Escorted to the ground was in.
Oh, she smelled
quotes.
like alcohol?
Yep.
Okay.
So she got smashed on
I
her
mean,
head.
hopefully.
A motorist who called
smashed.
911 after spotting the duo said that they did a double take because he couldn't believe what he was
Yep.
seeing. Yeah, they were just banging on
Who
it.
did a double take?
The motorist that
A
was
bubble
like,
take?
"Hey,
Hey, there's people fucking on the road, on the sidewalk.
Ossifer, there are
Two
what
individuals.
appears to be a black man and a white woman
Two individuals.
copulating on the sidewalk in
Think they
front
said
of
that
them
word? Do you think they were like, they appear to be
Popeyes.
fucking
on the Popeyes
on the Popeyes?
in the drive-through? It would have been better if it was in the drive-through.
Oh, no. I just, the sidewalk thing makes my knees afraid.
Do you
Because
get honey?
somebody's knees got scraped up.
All right, so I've never had Popeyes.
I have. Yes, you have. We had
Have
in
I?
Phoenix. Yeah, when we lived in the condo, there was one right around the corner. And
Okay,
I
it's
love
been
that
like
fried chicken.
12 years.
I
ago.
love that fried chicken more than anybody's fried
Do you
chicken.
get honey on it?
No, I put ketchup on mine.
No, you do, but can you get honey with it?
I'm sure.
I'm trying to think of a lubricant because you don't want to use
well,
like hot
honey
sauce.
is not a lubricant. Lubricant.
What
It
if you
is
spit
sticky.
in the honey.
It's sticky. It is like anything but a lubricant. It is
MC,
like
what's up?
it is like cement, basically.
Trying to think what sauce
Have you ever gotten honey on your hand and then you're like, ew, my fingers?
Yeah,
won't
it's a
come apart."
little-
Yeah, there's no lubrication involved in honey. There isn't at a fried chicken place.
ranch?
No. Ew.
Ranch sex?
Listen, for the health of your vagina, you should not be using any
I
of
don't
that.
think she's worried about the
probably-
health of her
You're probably
vagina.
not wrong. But as an average woman, the health of your vagina should be considered. when
All
it-
I know is you just don't want it to be spicy. Like you don't want hot
For
sauce. You don't
either
want
of
like
you.
Frank's Red Hot.
for
down
either
there.
of you.
Although it might clear up some stuff for her,
Ew,
theoretically.
ew,
I mean, let's be honest.
ew, ew.
So that's our crime story for today. Sad one.
Oh yeah. Hold on. They only
Okay.
okay. Go ahead.
All right. So
Who the
This one
says
is like-
copulating? MC wants to know who says copulating. We did several times.
yeah,
We use the mature language.
I was thinking of animals having
the
sex.
scientific.
And really, when I think of
don't know if that's
copulating, I think of
scientific.
snakes. I don't know why that's what comes to mind.
That is weird.
Copulating, snakes come to
No.
mind.
I think of everything.
No, I think of snakes.
Okay, wacko.
I don't know why. I just think of like anacondas or something,
Why?
or boa constrictors.
That is
No idea.
weird.
No
My
idea.
anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, Hans. You could do side bends on
Nice.
sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt.
You don't remember the rest, do you?
I probably
Nope, you don't. You forgot.
maybe got back. That's what goes to next after that.
Nice. Hey, so I know a lot of you guys have seen this, and we didn't talk.
Zach's Kane's sauce for lube is what Bill said.
Oof. That's cane sauce for lube. Eesh, that could be spicy. So this is one that we have not talked about intentionally, and I haven't brought it up intentionally.
No.
Because the disappearance of the Princess of Wales.
So I will tell you that it's weird that you brought that up because beforehand, when I was with my hairdresser, she brought it up.
Mhm.
And I was like, did they say what kind of cancer? And she said no. And she immediately went,
she
well,
had
it was
a-
during surgery, so maybe it's pancreatic. And I was like, Lord, let's hope not.
Well, no, she had. Okay, so there's all sorts of shit.
I want to hear this part. I want to hear the
This
conspiracy.
is straight out of her.
The
All right, so the
conspiracy.
conspiracy was she went off, and then there was like a
She disappeared, but is that what you mean by went off?
well, she left like it was since like December.
Okay.
Right. There hasn't been a picture, and then there was all of a sudden a picture that had like 76 photo edits.
two nurses got fired or something over
Just
sharing,
recently.
Yeah, for
Just
sharing
recently.
or
For
looking
sh-
at her medical files unauthorized.
Right. And that was just like yesterday or the day before, I think. Like I saw that.
Began
And
the
we
week, I
never
think.
shared. Like I'm not going to get into that, but somebody at work was like, "Hey, do you still do your podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Duh.
She just got back from maternity leave,
Okay.
And somebody else was like, oh, you do a podcast. What do you talk about? And I said, current events and kind of things. She goes, what do you think about Princess Kate? And I was like, oh, you mean all of the fucking craziness that's potentially going on? Like
what?
Okay, so I'll go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Just quickly.
You're on a rabbit hole. Like, that's your word.
Well, no, yeah, but it's true.
Okay.
A conspiracy hole. There was one that was like Prince William is having an affair and is
oh Lord, it always starts with that.
But the girl is pregnant and she had a meltdown. And hang on. And
well, have you seen him? He's not that attractive anymore.
But
he looks a lot like his dad now.
Dozens and dozens. And there's other
so that's one.
There's
and
other
then
podcasts that are dedicated to
okay,
this
what
story.
else was another one? So an affair.
Affair?
With pregnancy.
Is she dead?
Well, that's
because she was gone.
morbid.
That whole picture, there was like one picture that was done of her that had been photoshopped like to shit.
Like in the same dress and stuff?
Like it was her and her kids.
Like in the same clothes is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was
obvious
like
it's
one
photoshopped.
picture.
Okay.
It would have been photoshopped like, and they found all these little.
If they're wearing the same clothes, it's
So
pretty
what
obvious.
happened? What happened was that the I think it was like, what is it? The what do you call that? Monarchy or whatever, like the house or whatever the fuck.
monarchy.
They came out and they were like, oh, well, there was a thing released that said, I like to do Photoshop and sometimes I get messed up. But was that from her?
Right.
Probably not.
It was on her social media, but who knows who's the handler.
Right.
Right.
Like one of those kind of scenarios. There was just all of this craziness. But
you know what? That's what's like the world would not.
Buckingham Palace never released a statement. And then late last week, I think it was,
picture of her.
They said a story will be releasing something.
Right.
So it fucking blew up again. And then today, this morning, I think it was, Princess Kate came out and it was a really kind of, I watched it. It's a pretty goddamn heartfelt.
Did you cry?
No, but you go.
Did you almost cry?
No.
Did your menopause kick in?
No.
Okay.
But you go, oh, fuck. Like, she's battling some shit.
Well, she's young. Isn't she only like in her 30s?
I think she's early 40, something like that.
Siri, how old is Kate Middleton?
42. She's 42. I just saw it.
42. She's young.
Like, yeah, so she had what they thought was just like something going on with her bowels, like her intestines or something. And then she said what happened is that's when they gave her they released it. She was clear. And then they did further tests on it, on like biopsies.
And whatever they took out.
Having cancer.
Okay.
So then she's got to go.
So she had a portion of her stomach removed.
Like, I think
and
they're probably intestines or stomach or something.
Okay, and then
it wasn't that detailed.
And then they.
Yeah, it's as tight as it's gonna get. You just need to adjust.
I tightened it.
Yeah. So nonetheless, it's fucking crazy.
It's sad because she's got babies.
Yeah. So again, it's one of those things, and I saw. Well,
that's why I think it's sad that there's so many like conspiracy. Like, just leave it alone. This woman is obviously.
That's why we didn't talk about it.
Obviously, their family is battling something. Let's provide them the respect and the privacy that they deserve.
Like,
and then just send them positive thoughts and prayers.
This is the opposite of that. It's fun to get into conspiracy theory.
Not when somebody's health is it.
But no, I was going to say exactly that. It's fun to get in conspiracy things and think about like crazy shit like that and be like, oh, maybe fucking Prince William's banging the fucking neighbor.
Nanny.
But that's what it was, because there was this chick and then there was a picture. There was like, that's not Kate. And they're like, oh, they're just coming back. And it's like, it really didn't look like Princess Kate.
Maybe she was a double.
Then you go like,
because she was not feeling well and they were trying to like not show. I mean, so I could
all
see
of
that.
These things, there was like a million.
I don't think
different
that's
things.
a conspiracy because a lot of famous people do that where they have a lookalike do stuff
so that
people don't ask questions.
They absolutely do. Right?
Yeah.
But again, you go like, fuck. And then this is absolutely her. And then I saw some shit on like X or whatever. And it's like been on Instagram, stuff like that.
Right.
Like, that's AI. I'm like, no, that one's not AI. That is her. And so she's got to go through chemotherapy and she's got to do a bunch of shit.
Well, and she probably has been. Maybe that's why she's been out of the public
just starting
eye.
chemotherapy.
Well, that we know of.
Well, yeah.
But if they did the surgery in December,
she still got her hair.
if they did the surgery in December, they knew by January.
She's got them long, beautiful blocks.
She knew by January at the latest, so they probably have been doing treatments, and she's been out of the public eye because that's really
Princess
hard on you.
Kate Middleton is one of the most beautiful women, like classically beautiful, just like Princess Diana was.
Yes.
Classically beautiful women.
I don't think
That
she's
you're
like,
like-
I don't think she's a smokestack. I think she's very pretty and
Put together, pristine,
Yeah.
classically beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, fuck, dude, when I saw that this morning I saw a KFC bar stool.
I just
Did
can't.
it, and he's like, you, basically is like, all of us were assholes on this one, but we weren't because we never talked about it.
we waited.
We're not
I
the
just,
assholes
I think
here.
it's sad because they're young and they have young children.
that's what she
and,
said,
And I
but-
hope that
She said they had to talk to the kids and they had to be careful and do
there's
all
a
that.
lot. There's a
Think
lot
your
more than
mom's
that
gonna make it
because
through it.
it's very scary. I'm
It's
sure.
not that dad's out there banging the.
Well, because then
Local-
we were talking after
Well,
that the
he could be.
king was
He's
diagnosed
got
with
cancer,
and
too.
he's only got like 2 years to live.
His sausage fingers would have probably fallen off anyway. Dude, do you see that? Remember that picture with his sausage finger ring? And he was like, I mean, that thing, like
Yours is swollen right now. What's up with that?
beer.
You getting chubby, babes?
I'm getting chubby. I think I've lost weight.
All right. Well,
You wanna
okay.
hear a
Well,
wild medical
that leads
story?
into the next one perfectly. Yes,
A
please.
wild medical
gonna gross me
story.
out?
No. This one's not really going to gross you out.
Okay.
Although for gentlemen out there, you really
For the
need to be
gents?
careful. Okay. So this is going to be one. Man left in coma and given a 4% chance of survival after
Hi, Jeeps.
pulling out an ingrown hair.
Wait, what? Wait, say that again. Read the man's chances of survival.
Okay, let me just read it.
Okay.
Man left in coma and given a 4% chance of survival after pulling out an ingrown hair.
The ingrown hair put him in coma?
You ready? A man was thought to be brain dead and given just a 4% chance of survival after trying to pull out an ingrown hair. Stephen Spinal was diagnosed with sepsis in 2022 and was left fighting for his life. The dad ended up in a medically induced coma and had to undergo open heart surgery.
Right.
Age 36 at the time, Stephen was pretty sick for a month or so before with doctors unable to figure out what was wrong with him. All they could work out was, however, the bloke was bleeding internally from somewhere. Michelle says, this is his wife, that they ended up being the smallest worry. That ended up being the smallest worry. Stephen had tried to remove an ingrown hair from his groin, which became infected.
Is he not
Be
showering?
cautious of that shit.
Is he not showering? Wow, that was beautiful.
Okay, so dudes get ingrown hairs. Everybody gets.
ingrown hairs.
But if it's in your junkage area and you can't quite get it and it becomes an abscess,
No, he probably picked at it too much.
or he couldn't get the hair out.
That's what you
the
call your wife.
follicle. That's where you call your wife.
Hey, babe.
Don't be embarrassed.
I can't get it. Come
Like,
help me.
I've had to have her like
When
pull
you've been
butt hair.
together long, no, liar. You're such a fun.
Well, that was just for fun.
No, that's not my idea of fun.
like,
Ew.
Come on.
When you've been together forever, you have seen and talked about pretty much everything that happens to your body.
Yeah, at 38 years old. Depends on how long you're but what if they were married for a year?
I mean,
Is that a little too like go see your doctor?
well, it depends on how long they were
But
dating
like
before
17 years, 18 years, like
that. I mean,
us.
okay, yes. If you're too embarrassed
like-
to go to your wife, then go to the mother
Like
effing
leg
doctor.
up, like, oh, that knee's the bad knee. Never mind. Leg up, like, hey, honey.
You're all Kimbo.
Yeah.
You're like Lucy when
can
she
you
lays
look down
when
there?
she lays on the bed
Yeah,
and
I mean, shit.
folds
Yeah.
herself in half.
So the American
Sounds like
ended
a
up fighting for his
follicular
life.
champion.
Follicular. champion.
Follicular is what I said.
The American ended up fighting for his life due to a blood poisoning from it. Sepsis
yeah, he
can
picked
be
too much.
triggered by an infection in any part of the body, which we know about that. It's blood poisoning, right?
Right.
Michelle has provided updates on TikTok and talked about the family. So this gentleman made it through it. He was,
He must have been really bad because my bestie was septic.
well, he was bad.
Granted,
bad.
she was in the hospital for like 10 days
Yeah.
with 5 or 6 different antibiotics. What do
So
you
he
think
said the
about
next day,
this?
my sister had to call 911 because I couldn't breathe. It was then found that I had rare bacteria that was ravaging through my body. So again,
What's with all the sores on his face?
that's what happens when you have fucking sepsis. It fucking your body starts attacking itself. So all your white blood cells start going to your fucking things, right? So like you can see his forehead and his nose and all that
He's
shit.
very nice because I wouldn't have let you take a picture of me.
I just swallowed wrong.
Oh. He must have been chubby, and I bet you he was chubbier because he still has a little bit of a pot belly, but he probably lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah.
Not the way you want to do it. But,
So in late November, a positive update was issued.
November? That was like 5 months ago.
And Steven, and although he had a long road ahead, he was steadily on his way. So, but all because
Why
there
a
was
long road? Does he like have to retrain his body because he's been out so long, or
Well,
they're still fighting to get
remember
rid of
when
the?
Ross
Yes,
got fucked up?
Yeah. But that was different. That was respiratory.
But it's still he got placed in a medically induced coma.
Maybe
And
the
he
longer
lost.
you're, maybe the longer you're in it,
Remember
the
when
more
you saw
atrophy
him
happens.
after that happened? Like we saw him 2 weeks before that happened.
Right.
We were hanging out with
Yeah.
him at Craig's wedding.
Yeah.
And he was a big, healthy, stout dude.
Right.
By the time that was done, he had lost 60 pounds.
Holy shit.
Right. And he was super
I mean,
gone.
that's
For a dude that's 225 to weigh less than me.
that's no way less than you on 60 pounds.
Yeah, no, he was less than me.
225 would have been 100 and something.
225
Minus
60 is
would have been
160.
No, that would have been 100 pounds. 225
Minus
minus
60.
60. This is 5. This is 12. Make this a 1. 165. Thank you. Hashtag math. That's not good at it.
But nonetheless, because
Was he that skinny? See, I didn't see him.
He was. You go back to the original show.
I know.
He was
I don't.
super
I don't.
gaunt and everything, and that's what happens because your body and they have a feeding tube in you, and it's like.
Well,
fucks-
but
it
you're also
fucks
not
you up.
using your body, so you're starting
not-
to atrophy. And,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Well-
crazy. This guy's lucky as shit.
From an ingrown hair.
From an ingrown hair in his probably his. It was. I was
Probably
thinking
up
about this.
between his ball and his thigh.
That's what I was thinking. It's probably like inside. It wasn't on his ball. It was probably
Here's
like
what's really scary
where you
is,
get sweaty.
is women, especially if they shave their bikini ears, they get ingrown hairs a lot. Like there's stuff to make that not happen. That's scary for some of those girls.
Wash.
But I was gonna say,
It's fucking
A,
crazy.
don't keep picking at it, and B, make sure you're using alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, like clean.
Go see a
that
doctor
shit.
if that shit starts swelling up.
Well, yeah, there had to be signs, right? Like there had to be.
Yeah.
It was either really red,
And he didn't want to talk to
sensitive,
it about it with his,
painful. And he didn't want
his
to talk to
wife.
anybody about it because he's like, this is
It's embarrassing.
embarrassing.
37 years old.
Pinch poke, yo me coke.
Okay, that's 10 years like younger than me. I'm like, I go see the doctor for like not everything, but like if something comes up,
Are you a
and I'm
basic
like,
bitch now?
no, I'm like, you're better at this than me.
Well, no. Yeah.
I understand that, right? I'm like, go see somebody. Like, you got to fucking
Depends on what it
store
is.
in between your ball and your fucking.
You would show it to me and be like, ew, you need to go to the doctor.
Yeah. Or like stab that fucking thing with something.
Push on it.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Ew!
Between
That's
your
what I just said, push on it.
between your ball and your
No.
leg. Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
That's probably it probably hurt. It was probably tender. You don't want to do that.
Oh, no, it probably
But
looked
I
like
would.
a pepper.
Because if it's gonna then I start going like, I've got cancer.
It's not cancer.
No, everything's cancer nowadays. Because I'm at the age where anything that hurts, like my knee, could be cancer.
Okay, Linda.
Right. Linda. Hey Linda. I can't do it right now. Do it.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. There you go. I couldn't get the list.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Listen,
You guys
Linda.
know what movie that's from?
No, it's Listen, Lisa for the
Listen,
movie.
Letha.
But Linda's the little smarty ass Hispanic kid that was like, listen, Linda.
No, it's
No, there's two separate
weird
things.
science.
Yes, but that was
Listen, Letha.
Lisa, not Linda. Linda was the little kid being a smartass to his aunt
Listen,
or
Letha.
nanny or whatever she was to him. Anyways,
Anywho's.
even if I break, I avoid the doctor at all costs. Jeepin said, even if I break bones, he's got to be
dude,
like 12.
As soon as you get to a certain age,
That's what I said. He's got to be like 12.
you're gonna be like, fuck that. That's why I have health
You're
insurance.
like, I can either suffer or get it fixed and feel better
Because
sooner.
that's how I am with my knee. My arm's been hurting since we went to Colorado. I'm pretty sure I fucked up something in my
when
shoulder.
you fell.
Like the one time I fell.
Listen, I've tried to explain to you so
And
many
I'm like,
times.
God damn it. So it's like that, my knee.
I've tried to explain to you so many times the things that
The older
didn't
you
hurt
get,
you.
fucking, I'm just like, whatever.
Things that didn't hurt you when you were in your 20s and 30s, all
I
of
just
a
keep working
sudden
out,
you hit
right.
like a certain age, 43, 44, and you're like, that never used to take this long to get better. What the hell?
He
And
never
it
used to
just
take this
gets-
long to go to the kids.
He never used to take this long to pee. What's wrong with his old man prostate? I say that to him all the time. You and your old man prostate, let me pee first.
Like, hang on. I'm just going to put on a video over here on YouTube and watch that for 14 minutes. I'll be done in a minute.
No, that's when you poop.
Well, you do too. You bring your goddamn
Well-
Kindle, your fucking iPad in there and just sitting there. Do you have like numb legs by the time you're done?
Sometimes.
Isn't it fun? You're
It
like,
depends on how good the book is.
okay, so to be,
I'm like, I can't put the book down till I
Jacob's
finish
44.
this chapter.
he said he's 44.
Okay.
But to be
He's-
honest,
But
like,
buddy, it's happening in the next year. Trust me.
yeah, you're going to get a cavity if you haven't
No,
already.
that was in your 30s.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
you threw
I
out your
noticed
back,
that. And then I threw out my back instantly.
and then you got a cavity.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It's fun. Fuck it. I don't care. It's called
I
life.
mean, I don't know that it's fun, but
You know what? Like, hey,
it sure is
I
living.
still roll with the giant guys. And they have fun.
And then
they try
you
and
wonder
throw me
why I won't
around,
do jujitsu.
And I have fucking fun. I don't care.
You come home hurt. I say this at least every other
No,
podcast.
it didn't hurt until it was like
you come home hurt
I woke up at 4
within
o'clock.
2 hours to 24 hours of class. Every other class.
I was literally asleep at 4 o'clock, and I went, "Oh my god!" And I fucking was like, "What the fuck did I do? What's wrong with my like
2
got
to
up, took
24 hours.
4 Advil?"
Have you taken any more?
No, I need to.
See, you're
But I'm
stubborn
drinking
ass.
a bunch of beer.
You're a
so
stubborn
is
ass.
that a
I'm always like,
thing? I don't
No,
know.
the doctor said it wasn't true. Remember the whole you can take a leave, but you can't take
Advil?
what is
Ibuprofen?
a leave is naproxen. What is the stuff that
Ibuprofen.
I know, but what is the name brand?
Advil.
Advil. Everybody was like, you can take a leave, but you can't take Advil. And the doctor was like, that's not true. Because I specifically asked. Because
we
they
have
were
any
going to put me on a
doctors in this?
prescription strength Advil. And I was like, but I like to drink alcohol. And
I
he was
like battle scars. Battle scars are fucking fun, right, Nico? It's fucking part of it.
Okay, so there's a point.
I love having battle scars because it tells you fucking you're still alive.
You like to have battle
100%.
scars. I have to hear you cry.
Like, but that's part of you being my wife. Just like when you,
Oh,
when
no.
I have to hear you
I don't cry
complain
about it anymore.
work,
Oh,
I'm like,
Well, that's
those are
different.
your battle scars.
that is not battle scars.
I don't complain about my work anymore. I just fucking drink it away.
I don't drink as much as you do.
I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna do one more story.
Oh my
and
lord,
then,
I have to pee so bad.
and then we're gonna talk. We need to get into a couple of your stories.
Oh, let's hope I'm
So
ready.
did you know back in the day? This is kind of a historical one. This is a fun one.
What?
This is a fun one.
I know. I just read this and I was like, what?
16th century. I just found this. Like it's a good one. 16th century vampire buried with a brick in her mouth to stop bloodsucker from eating the dead.
They thought that was a vampire?
Yeah.
I thought it was witches.
So this is obviously a rendering.
Well, and it wouldn't work anyways because you could use your tongue to stick that sucker out.
You ready? Sink your teeth into this one. This is out on New York Post. Scientists have recreated the face
think
of
he'd
a
be drooling.
16th
I don't think it'd be that dry.
century woman with a brick
Oh, that's a
jammed
woman?
into her
What's her
mouth.
hair?
Well, I mean, it's a recreation, honey. With a brick jammed into her mouth and an object apparently wedged there to stop her from eating the dead. And as Italians
Eating the
believed,
dead?
she was a vampire.
Okay, so here's what I find amusing. The whole witch trials and all that shit, it was only women.
This is in Italy.
I know, but it was only women everywhere.
No, there were dudes. There were some dudes. Yeah, absolutely. There were 100%
Like
some
1
dudes.
to every 100.
No, there weren't actually that.
And they
many.
were they really their pimps and not witches?
You're thinking like the Salem witch trials.
They were all women.
Yeah, but Salem witch trials wasn't like hundreds of people. It was like dozens.
I mean,
That's
that's
different.
ridiculous enough.
I know I
But
not.
most
I
of
don't disagree.
most of them, wherever they were at, they were mostly women because men
Yeah.
were afraid of vaginas back then. Because women used them
No,
to wield their power, and so they were witches.
exactly.
Versus
So they get a
they were
dude
just
drunk and at the bar,
sometimes
and then they would go fuck the chick, and then
she would rob them.
not necessarily, she would have her a good time. They would pay her, and then the guy would go back to home broke, and then the wife
So he would point the picture and say, "She must have poisoned me, witchcraft me,
bewitched me."
Listen,
What, there was a whole show called Bewitched.
I know. Well, that was a PG.
It's all a take on all
but
of
here's
it.
the thing. So I think it's funny. Sometimes
If
we're not
dudes being fucking pussies and not
just saying
standing
not
up and be
manning
like,
up,
hey, I
and
fucked
women
this
use
chick.
their vaginas to
Yeah.
bewitch. And
it was
thank goodness
it
I
was
wasn't born back
prostitution
then.
that started
It
becoming.
wasn't even prostitution.
No, it was
It may
because
have,
prostitution was legal
I know,
everywhere.
but it could have been a fact where he was there for 3 months and fell in love and then still threw her under the bus because he was a winker.
I'm just saying.
Thank goodness I didn't live back then because I'm pretty sure I would have been as feisty as I am
You
now.
would've
And
been
I'd
a
have been like,
prostitute?
no, I would have been burned at the stake at the, what do you call it? Burned at the what?
Steak.
Stake, because I don't put up with shite. Mm-mm.
Get smacked around enough, you're gonna.
No, I'll smack back.
No.
Yeah.
Then they just cut your hand off.
Then I'll kick you back.
And then cut your foot off.
Well, then I'll kick you with my other foot.
They cut that one off.
I'll find a way.
Then we call you Stumpy.
When there's a will, there's a way. I'm just,
Then
I
you're just like
honestly
a
think, and then I'm like a Aphrodite. No, what was the chick that had her
Hermaphrodite?
no, her legs and arms were cut off. It's a Greek thing. It was real.
Yeah, huh?
Nika will know.
Nig. What?
Nika will know.
Paraplegic?
No, there was a statue that had no arms and legs, and then
Hermaphrodites?
quit guessing. You're just making yourself.
I don't know.
You're just making yourself look dumb.
I'm
kidding.
not. I literally think there's a
Um,
Hermaphrodites statue. I
No,
guarantee.
you're
It's okay. Let's go through this.
Hermaphrodites is like
In 2006, archaeological studies found
you for
some
reining us
bodies
in.
that were buried centuries ago.
what's a
when
Lizzo foot? Sorry.
Lizzo. Like
What's a Lizzo foot? Like big and
Like
fat?
Lizzo's foot.
I've never seen her
It's
foot.
kind of like Godzilla,
I see, bro.
but it just cut off at the ankle. Have you ever seen those? What was, I don't know what the movie is, but where they oftentimes have the passages that go through, like, and they're like cruising down on a boat, and then they'll have like the statues, but the ankle, they're cut off.
Like in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, kind of like one of those things. Like one of those feet over there, it's because of diabetes. That is Lizzo's foot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like big and swollen and it's got like
I
veins.
mean, I hope there was a reason for that for him and then it went away.
Nah, it's diabetes.
No, just cheapin.
What?
His foot.
Oh, he has
had
Lizzo
a Lizzo foot. He said, yes,
Oh, you have diabetes
the
foot?
Venus de Milo, thank you, or Aphrodite of Melos, is an ancient Greek
He Googled
marble
this
statue
shit.
that was created. No, but there was
And I
a chick.
appreciate every
There was a
minute.
chick that, because there was a horror movie where he did this to her and kept her in a box. But there is also a Greek mythology story about somebody doing that to somebody and keeping him in a box.
I don't fucking know. But all I know is this bitch got a brick stuffed in her fucking face.
Because they didn't want her to eat the
They
dead.
didn't
or
want her
stuck blood.
waking up and fucking. So they buried her sick.
I guess then they didn't know they just needed to stake her in the heart and she wouldn't have woken up.
I think that's more modern day.
No. Well, maybe. But the story of Dracula, they do that to people.
But Dracula's a modern.
I mean, granted,
day
it had Winona
story.
Ryder in it, and
Yeah, I don't.
Gary,
think, how
what's
old
his
is
name?
Winona Ryder?
I think she's like my age.
Yeah, I don't
But they
think
was
she's
set
from
back in the day,
60s.
remember? And no, it was like in the 1900s. It
Yeah,
had
but I don't think
Keanu
she-
Reeves in it,
No, I understand.
and
Oh, you're talking about
Patty
the movie?
Mc-
Did you just say
Dracula.
the movie
It was a movie.
was in the 1900s?
No, it was set in the 1900s. It wasn't.
That was literally like 30 years ago.
The movie was 30 years ago, set in a back time, bitch.
In the 1900s.
I think so.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Do you know what the 1900s are?
It was like early 1900s, like 1901.
Yeah,
I'm not talking like 1999, idiot.
No, the most fucked up part about that is there are people that like kids now, because that is 24 years ago.
1999,
That
yes.
are literally saying,
But 1901 is
fuck off. Stop
900
for-
years
just
ago.
Stop. Don't ever say the 1900s again.
Why?
Because
what should
you
I say? Like
sound-
the early 1900s?
No, there was a girl. I watched something and it was like a check. It was like have you ever seen those ones? It's called like a Stitch incoming. Seen like something like that. I was like, I'm gonna check you.
No, I'm not a bitch like you are.
You were born in the 1900s.
The movie was in 1992, but it was set in the centuries old vampire. So it was set in an old school time. That's what I meant by 1900s. I would have said like 1998 or late 1900s. So suck my big toe.
Fuck off. You just used the words late 1900s.
No, I said 1900s. I didn't say.
It's on video. You literally just said.
Fine, I said late 1900s because that's the 80s, 90s. Would that not be the late 1900s? Well, 1901 is the early 1900s.
Old you just made us all feel.
I didn't feel old. You meant you felt old by
Dude,
those
you're
words,
older
but
than
I
me.
cannot control your feelings.
But no, it was funny because this girl, and it was like
Bram
one of those
Stoker,
Stitch
so-
ones where
Oh shit, I was way off. 1462?
that's when Dracula was supposed to have started. But that, I mean, that was just like the early 1400s, mid 1400s.
Not mid. It's past.
But this
mid.
girl
It'd be late.
goes, "Hey, in the late 19, this young 20-something-year-old goes,
She's not young if she's 20.
20, well,
She was
fucking
born in the 2000s. but
bitch,
she's not
she
young.
younger than you."
She could be my kid.
She goes, "In the late 1900s, they have like blah, blah, blah." And she was showing a VHS.
It would be the late 1900s, though. It's not wrong. It may sound weird or make you feel old, but it's not wrong.
I hate you and I hate that girl and you doing whatever with your fancy hair.
No,
your
it's driving me
fan-
nuts. I don't like
and
it
your
anymore. I need
fancy
to clip it.
eyebrows and your fancy eyelashes.
I feel like the kid I
We're
made fun
gonna
of.
shut this
Hold on,
shit
I have
down.
to. I have to. So there was a kid I made fun of in Breckenridge that had really long hair.
All right.
He was probably like 12, and then he put his little skull cap on where it had the big space in the back, and he kept going like that. That's what I feel like. I'm like,
Y'all, share in the comments. Share what 1900s year you were born. If you're down, ever so inclined.
share if we should all give Greg the middle finger because
Nah.
I didn't use bad
Well,
terminology.
Nico was born in the late 1900s.
He just didn't
and
like it.
Jeepin was born in the 1900s. He's
You
44.
were born in the middle 1900s.
No, I wasn't.
Yep,
I was born in the late
1976.
19. That's the late.
I'm giving you
19
grace.
I was in the fourth quarter of the 1900s. You were born in the middle of 1900s. Damn, you're
Late
older.
to middle.
You're so old.
Not as old as you because I understood
What do you mean, not as old as
1900s
me?
meant, and you
No.
went.
Physically
fuck?
and mentally are two different things. What's your feel good for tonight, honey?
That I get to meet your friend,
Yeah, Josh.
Josh. That I.
Jeepin was born in 79.
So he's late 1900s.
I was born in 76.
He's late
He's
1900s.
late 1900s.
See, it's not wrong. It just seems weird because it was only 25 years ago that we were in 1999. So people our age are starting to freak out when people say late 1900s. Here's the thing. It was late 1900s,
Justin,
motherfucker.
you've been alive for over 4 decades. How does that make you feel?
I've been alive for over 5. I've been almost 5.5.
Damn, she's old as shit.
But I'm healthy and I'm beautiful and I'm fine with it. Emotional, damn it.
Emotional,
damn it.
Emotional.
Here's the thing. I think you are at where I was at, where like it was hard to admit that you're old, and you're like, "Don't say that. It makes us old." And
I'm
like,
totally
we are
good.
old,
I'm
biatch.
totally
we are
good.
old.
It's all go.
But
That's
no,
your feel
to meet
good.
your
meeting
friend.
my
Yeah,
buddy. Awesome.
we've been together forever, and I've never met him.
Yeah, it's one of my buddies that I
every
grew
time
up
you
with
go to
up
New
in
Hampshire, you meet up with him when I'm not there.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But my feel good is going to be the same. We're just getting back into shit here in town. We will have I'm going to have him on the bar, or I'm sorry,
Baldy and
on
Big Guy?
Baldy and Big Guy. We're going to do
Excuse
a wing review coming up.
Where are you gonna get naked wings from?
Fucking
Do they do naked
yeah,
wings?
yeah, yeah. We'll get some naked wings. We're going to do a naked wing review.
And
Well,
one order of dressed wings for the girl
with-
not doing the review.
But that'll be coming out next Friday. I dropped one this morning because Peter and I have been traveling a lot, so we hadn't had one. But we'll have a new show on Baldy and the Big Guy coming out next Friday. Go check that out. Again, we're just starting that channel out. I think we've got 10 shows out there, 12 shows, something like that. Go check that out if you don't mind. Castro Files, I'll be dropping on Sunday, probably around
your story?
6. It'll be my story, 6 o'clock.
In the morning or
No,
PM?
evening.
Why are you dropping them so late now? You need to pick a time and keep a time.
I think Sundays. Sundays are good.
Sundays are great,
spooky
but
times.
you do it like 4 p.m.
I think.
Do 4 p.m.
Okay, we'll do 4 p.m.
Do 4
Sunday
p.m.
at 4 because we don't record a lot of them. But with that, you know what, guys? Thank you so much for hanging out on a Friday night with us.
Thank
We
you for having
appreciate
fun
it.
with us and being silly.
We didn't know. I didn't know where this show was going to go, but fuck it.
That's every show. What the hell are you
Doesn't
talking
Beth
about?
look beautiful? Beth looks amazing.
Aw, baby.
You know what? I
You're
love
having
you.
company tonight. You're not going to get lucky.
I love you.
I love you too.
Maybe a little BJ in the back room.
No.
Do we have a back room? Is there a back room? I don't think there's a back room in this house. But you guys, cheers. Go out, like, subscribe, do all the things. We appreciate y'all. We will catch you
Bye,
on the
guys.
next
Have a great
one.
weekend. Love you guys.
Wednesday. Cheers. See ya. Welcome to The Bars Open with Beth and Greg.